Guys, this is Chris here, and today I just wanted to go over three things that I was working on so far. Right here, I kind of revamped my resume. I want to show you what I went ahead and did changes to it, also compared to my old resume, and then also see how I kind of revamped my LinkedIn profile. And I also do want to go ahead and give credit to Jeff Su. He's the one that really kind of inspired me and motivated to go ahead and actually work on these different segments over here. I did use some of his work on my LinkedIn, like he literally used the same background with this similar style photo with multicolor background. I thought it was pretty nice, so I'm like, hey, why not just kind of keep using it? It worked, right? So let me just use it as well. So first things first, I want to start with what my old resume looked like. Name on top, a little bit of a summary over here, followed by experience. My most recent three jobs, followed by education here. One of my biggest critiques is going to go ahead and be my actual summary that I put here. So I'm fine with the first few words. Being a friendly and less aggressive car sales consultant for almost 2 years has been a journey. But this is really where I probably shouldn't have put. Started as the worst at first to generate over $500,000 gross in sales my second year. And climbing to 1. Now, what I think the problem with this is that I'm stating something negative. So they read the sentence and they're like, oh, he's bad, he's not good. Why should we hire him? And instead I should go ahead and focus on my strengths, which would be generate over $500,000 gross in sales, number one. So that's what I went ahead and kind of did, and I'll show you how I changed that in my updated resume too. The purpose of the last sentence for me was to show what I'm trying to get into. So seeking a sales role in technology space, specifically SaaS, as that is where the future is heading. So I liked what I did with this, but I didn't like the way I phrased it. Contact information, that was fine. Number, email, I also had my address. Skills, that's fine. Languages, that's fine. I can kind of do it a different way. As far as job experience over here, I like that I laid everything out. Name of the location, where it's located, my role, and how long I was there for. I did a pretty good job for that. Where I did mess up was the actual description. For starters, I said what I did, but I didn't really provide any sort of figures. And education, it's pretty simple. I didn't do much. The biggest thing I did was graduate a year early. That's about it. So this is going to go ahead and be my new resume I made. And then once again, I'm also going to go ahead and give credit to Jeff Su. In one of his videos, he had his resume as a thumbnail, so I kind of copied the format over there. So I liked it, so I went ahead and went with it. It gives you proper information to see how you can be reached and everything. And then right here, the other thing I did end up doing too was giving myself a custom LinkedIn URL, and I'll go ahead and show you how to do that once we get to that portion. So my summary, I went ahead and changed it up a little bit more. I feel like that'll be a bit more attractive to recruiters to get people contacting me. So combined 4 years of sales experience, including C2C and B2C. So C2C, consumer to consumer. So before I started my B2C business of car sales, I went ahead and did stuff on my own. Sold on eBay, sold online, sold phones, bought phones too, and then resold them on eBay, that kind of stuff. So I figured might as well put some more of that. Plus it'll kind of bring a conversation if they read this and then look at my resume and be like, wait, there's only 2 years. Where did you get 4 from? And then right here, friendly car salesman with 2 years working in a fast-paced and quota-driven environment. So I specifically picked these 2 words just because these are going to go ahead and be actual keywords that were found a lot in job descriptions. So during that sort of system, when they went ahead and scan whatever resume, see if they have certain words, this won't be shuffled out in the mix. It might be, picked out just because I included these words. This might be a little bit of a stretch. It's not the end all be all, but you still do have your own quotas to go ahead and meet. Maybe not as harsh as some other places, but it's still there. So I went ahead and put that. Consistently exceeded sales goals with a track record which allowed me to sell the most and gross the most in 2021. So this right here, it's mostly the truth. So I didn't always exceed it. For the most part, I did, but there were some months where I didn't do well, and that was back when I kind of broke down too, and the beginning when I first moved from Hyundai to Volkswagen. But overall, it was good, which allowed me to sell the most and gross the most, and that's the truth. Generated over 500,000 USD in gross profit. So this isn't total sales, otherwise this would be in the millions, just because each average car is like, what, $40,000? Sold over 100 cars, so that's definitely going to be, in the millions. This has to do with profit. So this is around where I want to say I kind of made it more of an even number. Looks a little bit nicer, a little bit cleaner too. Instead of saying like 475, 450, I figured 500 was a little bit better. It might be a stretch, but who doesn't stretch a little bit? So last sentence, aiming to further my sales career and break into the technology SaaS industry. So this right here, aiming to further my sales career. That's what I'm trying to continue doing. I still want to be in sales, so that's why I figured the sentence would be better than saying trying to or looking for. I feel like trying or looking just are kind of weak words, whereas aiming, it's more goal-focused, goal-oriented. So I used aiming instead of a different word. And break into the technology SaaS industry. And as far as next section goes, skills, I went ahead and just made kind of a list from here. You know, it had a little bit cleaner of a look, not even cleaner, but you can see it a little bit easier. Whereas here, I kind of changed it up just to go with the whole style. So active listening, negotiation, adaptability, CRM, DealerSocket is the CRM I use, but eager to learn Salesforce. Empathy, organization, Google Drive, Microsoft Office, fluent in Spanish. So some of these words are also keywords. Something I did kind of add just to add was the word Salesforce. Now, I don't know if this will hurt me or not, but I wanted to say eager to learn Salesforce just because out of the 20 different job descriptions that I went ahead and looked at, pasted, put in a word cloud, I saw that Salesforce showed up 48 times. So I figured that's an important keyword to put. Empathy, organization, Google Drive, Microsoft Office, fluent in Spanish. Yeah. I wanted to kind of emphasize this a little bit more. I didn't know how to, so I kind of just left it in here, fluent in Spanish, so that'll be the last skill they look at. Now right here for professional experience, this is where I really did a big change too. First bullet point, support customers in their buying journey whilst building rapport and actively listening to their needs and wants. So I feel like this goes ahead and gives them an idea of what skill set I have, such as building rapport and actively listening, because that's really important in sales. Focus on the needs and wants. Next one. This was actually a word that was used also, demonstration, product demonstration. So I went ahead and kind of incorporated that into this bullet point. So product demonstration of vehicles, focusing on customers' buying motives. I went ahead and listed what some of the buying motives are: space, performance, comfort, economy, reliability, convenience, connectivity. And then right here, this is a statistic I want to actually go ahead and use. So increase sales volume by over 24%. And the way I did that was just seeing how much I sold my first year and then see how much I increased from the second year. And that was a little over 24%. That's where I got that statistic from. And profitability by over 100%. So I saw what I made my first year versus my second year. It was over 100% from 2021 to 2022. Next bullet point, negotiate with customers in person, overcoming objections, negotiate on the phone per customer request, on contactless sales process. Next thing, use our CRM, DealerSocket, to write notes, log calls, set up appointments, follow up with new and existing customers, make at least 15 quality calls, touching base with previous customers near the end of their lease maturity list, service customers. So this right here, I want to emphasize the fact that I do use a CRM, and then I went ahead and put this bullet point. This is one of our things we're supposed to do every single day, make at least 15 calls. Now, to a different company, that's probably not a lot. This gives them an idea that yes, I still will go ahead and make my calls even though with everything else I have going on. And I went ahead and put quality calls. That's something different because anybody can make 15 calls. But if you want quality calls, that's like with speaking as many customers as possible and not just kind of random people, which is why I put previous customers near the end of the lease, and service customers. Those would probably be more quality contacts than kind of contacting somebody that bought, 5 years ago, they have a loan. Work with customers who speak Spanish while still giving them a great experience. I wanted to emphasize the fact that I know Spanish, that I do use that at work, and I give them a great experience. I don't know what else to say about that. And then Vestmaster Volkswagen Sales Certified. But that gives them an idea that I put the time to actually get certified. And this is February 2020 to present. And then I do the same thing with my other jobs too. Here you can see DSM, I was a manufacturing operator. I did that for 3-4 months. I also worked at Bridge Creek Catering as a server. That was the funnest job. I got a bunch of free food. June 2017 to July 2019. And then education, I kept that pretty much the same as before. I went to University of Albany, got my biochemistry molecular biology degree in Albany, 2017 to 2019. And then Dutchess Community College, Poughkeepsie. I didn't get any degree there because I was only there for a year. Now, as far as what I did with my LinkedIn profile, right here, edit, public and profile, and URL. So once you click that, you go ahead and type whatever you want your customer URL to be. And so I put my first and last name. So this way, whenever somebody clicks on this profile, they'll be directed to my LinkedIn page. Something else I went ahead and changed was going to go ahead and be my about section. All right, so as far as the LinkedIn summary goes, Jeff Sue described it as 4 different parts that he got from this article. I'm going to simplify it in very, very simple terms. First part should be where you're at, how long. Second part should be some bullet points that states some statistics and some skills that you use and how those skills can help further your career. Third part should be what you're aiming to do in a secretive part without saying I'm looking for a job. So that like if your manager sees this or whatever, they're not suspicious, something like that. Fourth part should be something personable, something that you're interested in. And he said the safest things to put are like food, travel, sports, family, or hobbies. And then this is just my fifth part. I wrote this before and I liked it, so I went ahead and kept it. It gives me more of a friendly vibe. Friendly and approachable car sales consultant with over 2 years of experience of making people smile. I help customers choose the right car and negotiate on terms we can both agree on. I thought this was a pretty friendly approach because honestly, I'm not very pushy as a salesperson, so this kind of gives it the vibe of that and making people smile. I thought that was it's kind of cheesy, but it's true. They're getting their first car, whether it's their first car, the 10th car, whatever. They're gonna smile regardless, and I thought that was pretty nice. I went ahead and included two different things. I wanted to put three, but I didn't know what to put for the third one, so I kept it as two. So first one gives us statistics. So improved sales volume by over 24% and gross profitability by over 100%. So this gives the idea that, hey, I can improve. Second part is obtain surveys on various platforms such as Yelp, Google, DealerRater, and Facebook. Now, I don't know how many I received because a lot were deleted from DealerRater when I moved over from Hyundai to Volkswagen. It was just cleared up, so I had to restart. So I don't know how many I had there, but it is what it is. Next part is kind of seeing on what I'm looking to do further. So I love seeing the smile on people's faces when they get a brand new car, whether it's their first one or their 10th one. I aim to further my sales skills and get better at my craft. So this sentence right here, I feel like it kind of left it open-ended. I didn't give too specific details like, oh, looking to break into the tech industry or anything. I didn't want to go ahead and kind of throw that in there. But it does show that I'm still interested in sales and I'm still trying to get better at it. So I kind of wanted to keep it just as that. My last one, I'm not really into sports. I didn't want to put too much into food. The biggest thing I am doing now and still doing is like weight training, calisthenics, flexibility, splits to be exact. So I kind of wanted to put that here. So additionally, I'm a big supporter of flexibility. Yes, I can touch my toes and I'm 95% there on doing a split. I thought that was kind of like a funny kind of thing, so I left it there. And finally, the last one is the biggest things I learned were make a friend, sell a car, and no one will sell like you do. So these two things, my first manager, my manager that actually hired me, told me. These were the things I remembered from the first year, so I just wanted to incorporate that. And it kind of gives the vibe that, hey, I'm not some kind of sleazebag kind of person. I'm not that typical kind of salesman. So, boom, I just put that there. We each have our own selling styles, but the one thing we should all have in common is know how to make a friend. But yeah, that's the truth. This one really should resonate with kind of everybody, really, as far as sales go. It's a lot easier to sell to friends than strangers. So I thought that was kind of a good change. But yeah, hopefully you liked that whole overview of my LinkedIn profile, my resume, how I went ahead and updated it. I'm also going to go ahead and leave a link to that exact resume template. You can kind of change it to however you want to. If you like that, if you didn't like it, let me know what you think, and see you next time. Bye.